This is not normal for Georgia. I know a lot of you in colder climates may be laughing at me right now, but to have over an inch thick chunk of ice on our water is very rare. Usually it's just a tiny thin slice, if anything. Wow. It definitely got cold last night. I'm not sure if it got down into the teens, but it was definitely low 20s, 20 degrees out here this morning, and it felt really cold. So we have a delay plan for letting the animals out so that they don't shock themselves. Because we're not used to it, the animals are not used to it either. Of course, they have a layer fur. They're gonna do fine once they're out here in the sun. It'll be good for them, but it can be a pretty big shock to your system when you're not used to low temperatures to get such low temperatures. We were just experiencing t-shirt weather a couple of days ago. So for Georgia, this is pretty big. Polar vortex. Ryan is so awesome and thoughtful. He brought all my cuttings in from outside and put them in between the two heat lamps of the quails so that they wouldn't get too cold. I meant to wrap the pots. For these larger pots, I meant to wrap them with straw before we got any cold weather, but I completely forgot. But he was smart enough to know to bring them in the barn at least, and that should protect them just fine. Anytime you're doing cuttings in pots like this, your pots are thin, so you want to protect an insulation area around them during extreme cold. And these cuttings were brand new, so I wanted to make sure that they didn't get harmed at all. So it's really great that he brought them in here. Two new girls have settled in perfectly with the herd. There's been no bullying, really no fighting even. It's been surprising. The babies have been bumping off their horn buds, so there's a little red spots. Don't be alarmed, that happens. We had a doe in heat yesterday, and Ryan put her in with fluffernutter. It was Fancy 2. Fancy 2 is always kitted in the summer, so it seemed like the right idea to just go ahead and get another one bred. So she'll be due June 19th if it took. He said all signs indicated that it did, so we're hopeful. So that means we think Kitty, Daisy, Fancy Girl, and Fancy 2, hopefully. Kitty and Daisy I think were earlier on, and then I think Fancy was like the first week of June, and Fancy 2 will be like June 19th. So it'll be some interesting breeding dates for us or kidding dates, but hopefully it will all go well. I know kidding in the fall wasn't what I expected it to be. Wasn't really impressed with fall kidding, so I'm gonna see what the summer kidding does. Don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against spring kidding. I would like to have some spring kidding, but I do not like early spring kidding, like January, February kidding. That's, I mean, some people call that spring kidding. That's too early for me because I don't want to deal with hypothermic kids. So I would choose to have later kidding. I like April, March. Those are good. May even. But start getting into June and I'm like, I don't want it to be hot when they're kidding either, you know? So, but we'll see. It's, for us, it's been working with our bucks. So Bo could have bred everybody earlier, but I didn't want to breed Bo this time. I wanted fluffernutter kids. Want to see what his genetics brings to our herd. He's from a really awesome herd, and I want to see what it does for us. I've got my grow room all ready to go as soon as I get my butt into gear. I've got a lot more seed sorting to do still. I began sorting the seeds into groupings. How I like to do it is in one section I have a bag of all the seeds that have to be sown indoors. And so then the next bag has all the seeds that will be sown outdoors early spring, like while it's still cold. Then I have a bag of all the seeds that will be sown directly in the ground after the first frost date. So the first step for me right now is that I have to go through the ones that I'm sowing indoors now, and that's going to be broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. I need to go through the ones that I have and make sure I have enough seed for everything, choose the varieties I'm going to start, and get them in the trays. Just need to get that step done, and then we'll look at tomatoes and peppers after that. So another reason besides starting my seeds that I needed to go through my seeds is because I am going to be sharing some seeds in a special box. I have a friend that I made on Steemit. Many of you remember back when I was blogging on Steemit more frequently. And I have been doing more videos lately than writing, so I've kind of lost track of writing on Steemit, but I haven't lost track of the friends that we made there. So our good friend Papa Pepper over on Steemit has a YouTube channel as well, and he's been posting videos there on YouTube that he can also share on Steemit, and it's worked out really well for him, and I really should be doing the same. I'm hoping that I can kind of get back into things with the Steemit community as well, because it's a lot like this YouTube community where friendships grow and develop, and it's really nice, and it's a big welcoming place to share our homesteading journey. Papa Pepper sent a box out to his friend Sapper Gardener. Sapper Gardener then sent it back out. So Papa Pepper puts his special delivery sticker on his packages when he sends them out, and Sapper Gardener put one of his stickers on and sent it back. Now it's my turn. We're gonna use the same box. We're gonna see what treasures are inside. We're gonna be able to take whatever we want. We can take all of it or none of it, whatever we think that we will use and need on our homestead, and then we will put whatever we can share back in the package. So the first package in the top of the box is wild garlic. I have wild garlic all over my homestead, so I actually don't need this, so I'm gonna leave it for the next person. So when I send this box back to Papa Pepper, he's going to send it back out to another person. So if you're interested, comment on the video below. Ooh, what is all of this? This looks like a bag full of wonderful goodies. So let's see, let's go through one at a time. Ghost pepper. So the last package that I got from Papa Pepper actually had 3 ghost peppers in it, fresh ones. And we cut the fresh ones in half and put them into a quart of apple cider vinegar. And we kept the seeds out so that we could grow our own this year. So I don't need these. I'm gonna leave these for the next person. That vinegar is amazing, by the way, Papa Pepper. It is really, really good. Toothache plant. Toothache plant is something I've always wanted to grow. They have medicinal properties. Like the name says, toothache, you can chew on it and it will numb the area. And there's also a good deal of seed in here. So I definitely want to grow some of this myself and use it for medicine as well. So I'm gonna keep that one, set that over in my pile. Then we have some more seeds in here. It looks like we've got dragon tongue bean from Sapper Gardener. I love dragon tongue bean. I'm gonna keep that one. I don't have very much of that, I don't think, if any, right now. Snake gourds are on my #1 list. I want to get the python snake gourd from Baker Creek. I don't know if y'all have seen it. It is truly fantastic. And this is for an upcoming contest that Papa Pepper's gonna have of who can grow the biggest snake gourd. So I have to keep those because it's part of that contest as well. Let's see if I can, yep, I have it. This is the new snake gourd from Baker Creek that I really, really want to try. So I might have to have 2 areas where I grow some snake gourd. Chinese red noodle beans. Noodle beans were on my list to grow, as well as green noodle beans. Yay, I cannot wait. There are some ghost pepper seed. Like I said, I saved some ghost peppers from his last one, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave that for the next person. I have some seeds I'm going to add to here. I've got this gray mammoth, the mammoth sunflower from Baker Creek, and the Stars and Stripe from Baker Creek. These were gifts that I received from Lacey at the Fit Farmer during our seed swap at the Homestead of America's conference that I facilitated. Now, I would definitely grow both of these myself, but when I was going through my seed, I realized that I got 2 packets of each by mistake. So I'm gonna go ahead and share the wealth and pass these along to another gardener. And I know that the Papa kids really like some watermelon, so this was the first thing that came to my mind. I was going to find a packet of watermelon seeds no matter what, but luckily I had 2 packs. And this is a really good watermelon. If you haven't tried it, you're gonna love it. I'm gonna put those in the seed bag, and I've got a stack of different tomato seeds and millet and pumpkin that I'm going to share with other gardeners that are from my own collection. I just received a package as I was sitting down to do this film. The UPS truck pulled up, and I have a package from my friend JM at the Knot House, and it's Amazon peanuts. So I'm gonna put some of those in here. Now, I wanted more Amazon peanuts so I could grow a lot this year, but I think that if I send some off to Papa Pepper to try out, I think he's really gonna enjoy growing them and be able to save the seeds so that he can grow more for himself the following year. So I need to put those seeds in there. And then I have cuttings. I have some rosemary cuttings. Now I've got to wrap the bottom with a wet paper towel and put them in a baggie, but I've got them ready to go here. I can do that off camera. I've got some beauty berry cutting, a boysenberry cutting from one of my wonderful subscribers that shared their boysenberry cuttings with me. I now have a big enough plant to share it with somebody else. I also have a special, very special gift that I don't normally willingly share, but I think that Papa Pepper would really get good use out of this. This is mushroom spawn. These are the blue oysters. There's 100 plugs in here. So there's little wooden dowels all throughout this spawn, and he can take that, drill a hole into a log that's a couple of weeks to a couple of months old, and hammer these plugs into the log and set it in a place where he can water it regularly and keep it hydrated, and he'll eventually have blue oysters growing out in his own backyard. I thought that this would be a fun one to share. So wait, that's not everything in the box yet. I'm already gone on to what I'm gonna add. Dragon fruit cutting. So this is a wonderful, wonderful plant. It's a cactus. So it's pretty easy to grow. It just has to be kept warm in the winter. And Papa Pepper did already send me some, but my daughter stole one of them, and so now I feel like I'm unbalanced. So I'm kind of tempted to keep this, but I do have 2 others. So I want to make sure that others get to share in the fun of growing your own tropical fruit. So I'm going to leave that for the next person. Ooh, Jerusalem artichokes. These look different than the ones I've already got. I might actually keep these. I've got some from another YouTuber as well, but these look like they might be a different strain or variety. They have a bigger, knottier look to them, or maybe they're just a different age. So it'll be good to experiment and see how they grow side by side. If there is any differences, I definitely want those. You can't have too much food in your food forest, right? And then last but not least, oh my gosh, y'all, Papa. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh my goodness, look at this, y'all. I'm gonna try not to cry. This is pretty amazing. Thank you so much. I am going to treasure this. I'm gonna put it up in my kitchen. Aw, that's so sweet. And he has included some stickers for me to add to the package. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut those out and tape them on. So I've got some repackaging to do of the package, and go ahead and get it sent off in the mail. If you guys think this is interesting, comment down below if you have a YouTube channel, and we can see what Papa Pepper thinks of sending this box out again to the next lucky person. All right, I got the box ready to go to Papa Pepper. I want you all to go over and check out his channel. He's amazing for the homesteading community. He's been very supportive to numerous different channels and blogs on Steemit, and he's just a great guy. You're gonna love him, like really love him. So go check out his channel, subscribe to his channel, tell him that Rose at Wholesome Roots sent you, and thank you for watching this awesome unboxing. Thank you guys for watching. You know the drill. We'll see you next time on Wholesome Roots.